but it's also Cha'oya Achtundatani Akaiwutin Kamlifis. That's what an elder said to me one time when we started talking about grammar stuff. He says, anybody want to take a stab at that? I'll say it one more time, real slow. There's an M in there, which I'm going to save because he. Cha'oya Achtundatani Kaiwutin Kamlihis. Cha'oya Achtundatani Kaiwutin Kamlihis. While I'm dialing this number, you guys can think about it a little bit. Yes, it does.
I'm thinking it was like it was an efficient then.
Yeah. And what's the verb? Yeah. Kamlihis is tangled. As if my brain got tangled in the same. Kamlihis. We'd say Kautlihis. Kautlihis. X-I-X-E-E-S.
Please hold for the tone to join your conference.
Okay. So if we hear a beep, then he's on. So here we go. We're live. We lost. Okay, now we're back. Kiat Kihana. Yadeya. Akachaya. Chokh. Hatraktin. Akachayukaya. Atchosatin. Ha. Khatra Dasa. Dasawi. Kokawdaqid. Kokawdaqid. We atkatu atikwas. Yagi at Uchachati. Yes, the Katachne Guchinde Houtlikwas, Houtlikats. About the Katachaya Cook, Atuk, Shedehini at the Dach at Jaway. It's like Hinach 4-year review away. At Jaway Hutyachetit the Katach Kosti. Kliat Gaya Kunach Haswidnik. Ach Shatka. Ach Sik Has. Kach Hatzerch in the Tani. Ya Chawaya. Qaybutin Kautikis. At Jaway Jayag Genki at Litzia Yachane. Shedehin Cook the Katach Ayituk. Naka Adachaya. We just Ach Kahat Han. We Yisi Jane Itika. Stakat Yagi Achant Aya. Naguch, we Chancellor. Aka would the cake Konach. How? Tasach Tuashkuria. Stakat Yakaya. Ach, Kurki. Achaway, the truck, a yikt, a Konach, a Kawachak, we cook. Get the Kachaya, Hokuk. Yeah, Marant Hunt, a waits the cut cardboard cook. As the Toasago, a Konach, Tatchati. Gidachthina Yahweh, Chuckshaw Hickway, Achukti Kukutin, a cardboard in with the Yechwa. Yeah, it was a thing. Tatsit Gausani or Grechat. Ah, pass away. See, pass away. Okay. Again? Okay. Yeah, Achakaya Achkasniki. Achkasniki Ayakanis Ach. Akai, yet the Ayach was a team. Wasakapani. Wasakapani. Speak. Marant. Ach, Aya. Wugut. Take the cave. Hasiya Waka. Kasaday. Hey, day shook Watani Yewe. Hoots Katsik. Hoka just a duck show. A duck show a hitch. Bang! Couch took. Hesh Usti gets the cut with a hut. Hey, day shook Watan with speak. Ha. Khatra. Dasa. A cook ayat. Shke. Achshat de gushte aya. Kachashkit ach gushten. Ah. Ikayach was a team. Campus cook. Ach was a guach kuku aya. Duchan. Wasak kwasane. Was just Duchan day. Chogig sticket with cook. Aka ayacheti with ik aya. Sticket yede. Awa goed. Shit the hin cook. Kasachta ashkaka. So oechosh kain. Aka kone Duchan day cook. Es beep way. Truck like. Kasachta ashku. Condu no way. Speak. Oka. The engineer can jubu aya awach. Just the two is care down. Kone ya the zeta kadea ya. Kai hachtua ashku way the ya. Joe Nelson the car khandi. Kai oka. Aka kukhti with the good. Yeah, Bakhi day was kain content cooking. Aka way do klekach ina railing. Akawa ak we ak day will good. Aka kunach tai aya will speak. Kag speak. Kasku genki at the way. Aka adata ya will good ka. Good shinde. Khatka. Kega kashat ke. Khosatin ask to yikde. Ak khande. Ha. Adakhin khashir ya akhuki sani. Kuna khaywe adel ke. Yitlecha ko tat. The next day will cook. Ah. Aduji days sa. Adu tan. Kait ikaya wutusati. Campus cook. Yeah, Facebook tunach yisa on car one nacht away tatit gausani campus cook away. He thought. Ye khatna teach. At your way to a suku the cuts we taught the cast in cuts it. Yeah. UAS website that to know emergency handbook. Dasa has kaush. Ata ya like bear aya. Wait was bear aya yisitin kitain away. It cookte inesi. Gwas aya yisitin iktikati tuch. Heiswasa. Heis asa tujide idetan. Gwas we hoods patik. Yeah. Ka ayash the county hoods. Yeah, kushuk click aya. It in kunach sak. Equity. Yeah, sketchniki can cheese. All right. This is a true story. So, welcome. We got some new classmate. So we'll do the ultra mega abbreviated round the room introduction. If we had better internet in Yakutat, we'd have you online. But we've got one online last week. She couldn't speak. Sean. And we've got one that's just going to watch tonight. It's create.
Yet to team we cut through a sock, Mallory trade cap, clean up we cut through a sock, no lady, cut through I had to team we cut through a sock, which you find. I've seen all
that. It's a coup. Ten دقائق. He's online, and Chifu is also online. Chifu is Yenyehi. Mr. Kuchen with the five. Took Naksha. It's for a half group. Jeez. They're laughing because I turned you down instead of up. I pushed the wrong button. Okay. So, this is a huge group. This is fantastic. This is awesome. So we're going to talk about Tlingit Linguistics. I'm going to need, I've got an updated email address for speak Wu. And Chomp Yish, I'm going to need an email address for you. So you could send me an email, latwitchell@uas.alaska.edu, or through Facebook, and send me an email address. There's a number of handouts. And some of the things we're going to do through this semester is learning how to read the code of Tlingit Linguistics. So a lot of times we'll be coding things so that we can sort of identify some of the patterns that exist, and then we'll try out these patterns. A lot of language is just pattern learning. So if you're a fan of patterns, you tend to sort of grab onto those types of things. And everybody learns differently. I don't want to expose anybody, but I read through all my student reviews. There was one that says, all I know is I didn't learn anything from him. I learned everything from the book. Well, I'm not reaching everybody, but I'm trying. Anyways, so we're going to take a look at the way some of these things code. But this is, I want to try and make sure we're engaging in language as well. And some of that, so communication, there's a lot that goes into it, right? And the more we learn a language, especially a language that's doing all kinds of crazy, complicated things, the more we realize all these different components to communication. So some of the things I would like us to practice is our listening skills and our response skills. So to get us started, I would like us to go around the room, and we're each going to say one sentence, and the person next to you is going to try to have a response to that sentence. Okay, so it has to be related, and if you're totally stuck, you could just make up a new sentence. I'll be fine with that. Okay, so this is sort of, it's not necessarily dialogue practice, because you can't have dialogue that way. But I'll say the first one. And then we'll just go to the left. Every now and then we'll just do little things like this, just to sort of keep us in the moment of using the language. Because when we go into linguistics, sometimes we're just going to talk in English an awful lot about patterns and how things work. And then my goal is, a couple weeks from now, we'll be in a rhythm so that the Tuesday class we'll actually be doing a whole bunch of stuff in English, talking about linguistic concepts and different sort of things. And then Thursday, we'll all bring some stuff to try and keep us in the language as long as possible and using some of those sort of things. So if we're studying perfective verbs, then you'll bring some perfective verbs in. Maybe you'll try to tell a story, a short story or something like that. We'll come up with some different activities. So, go first. This is the first sentence, and then, so as far as, you're not necessarily responding to me, but you're sort of trying to build onto a thought, or maybe even just respond to a thought, or see what it sparks. There's no right or wrong answer. We'll try and maybe stick to one subject, maybe we'll drift to another subject. We'll just see what happens. Let's try it. Wait, Dito was a good click a change.
Speak due to wasilu chat to.
Okay.
Chatsu ach chat away ach okay. Hard. Ach, okay.
Learning all. Okay. Okay. Just a kind of was.
Hot, shiny color.
Skitlijeske.
Dosa, hot,
Just tat nachtig. Tat nachtig.
Nick. Roots.
Okay. Okay.
Feet.
Wait, what? Wait, Steve. Alternate Steve. City. City.
Escogi de archivo.
That's cute.
With speak, garbage due to us.
Qua cái đi nữa thì không này thì khát thì khát đi xuống Plastic.
Shakuish.
Could you repeat the last thing that was said? I'm having a hard time hearing.
Yeah, I figured we'll get, there'll be little satellites on the phone next week. It's just right next to me.
Way games the chan. Game yachtas yachati. We see.
Waking Chloe, Tutuasiku, Waked Lady.
Eh,
I couldn't hear most of what was being said.
yeah, Chadi Khatnu. We'll be better next week.
Okay.
And we'll talk. I'll call you on the phone more. Online Kwani, anybody want to give it a shot? Hey. Okay, you can talk now. Right. So we're just getting warmed up. That was good. Any questions from any of that? Are you okay? On one condition.
Can't say that.
It actually didn't work. What did you ask? I don't know what you said. Oh, damn it.
Okay. So if you're unsure, you could just say anything. It doesn't have to be necessarily a parallel thought. I would rather that it keeps going, rather than continue with a parallel thought. I'm just trying to see. I'll walk the phone around this time. So we'll do this one more time, and we'll get into our possession drill. Huh? Yeah, so it's gotta be fast. It's gotta be fast. Yetaqa'at achtuasaku qonachaya yisaku Kayka kaynach Tlingit Kayata Away Nachike How Okay Yet Kayka kaynach we silence at Hishwasa Kunach Itundatani Yakanajuh Aka Hishwasa Aya Achaway Hajishaguni Yachaya away. How? Hataku Kwankiyan Hasish or Hasashagun Hasaway Ausaku Wanach Saway Hajibu Kaka has to ayi Ayi that Heshwasa ko Kastike nach Yukatam Heshwasa Gantisquain aya Hatlingit Yukatangi Chauhan aya Yahadakanuhu Ayawe Itika Chawaya has to Jakay Kaya Uhan Hasil Kuhas has to Toasaku Kunach Yu Katangiya has to Waach Akaye Kwati Stakatu Wait E Konach Sekoti at Aya Chagudach Singit Han away has Yewuti Kayidat Aya Chayesu Asawe Kunach Setsin Sekoti at Yatsingit Tundatan, you shed the Hini at Witusatin. You shed the Hini at Aya Hasadach Aya Ha'at was school. Yet the Aya Koki. The Singit Chaya Hasausaku Adat Koki. A Chwaya Hoots Aya Atlishko has Hasausatin. Has Ausatin. Gets Igaya Duhawutin. Konacha will hook. I hookly. Ataya Wiki. Singit for how? Okay. Uansu Yepati. Okay. Gay with it? Okay. Okay. Small sentences are fun. Small sentences are very fun. Let's try not. If we want to change the subject to a different animal, that's fine. There's a lot of things we might think of to say about a particular animal, a place. If you totally don't know the sentence, just say something totally different. That's, so if somebody said, the black bear was looking for a dog salmon, then maybe your response, if you don't know what it says, you say, I saw a black bear by my house. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're not going for an ongoing perfect conversation. We're just trying to keep things going. One thing leading to the next. Just for fun. Yayagi ach itikadach. Yayagi ach itikach. Yesh chwa'ach.
Yayagi Kwasitin Wekutia Yes Shaki.
Yesh achat awatal.
Away. What's the team? Yes, up to the team. What's the team?
Kind of,
Mista over a patch very to Dushiadi Yakati.
Awachash. Yetinde. Positive. What positive way it? Kuna donuts. Plain super.
Yelitili tulach yachana ichakim celebration. Yadila. Positive.
Kitnjitu sa dush Kharika dush
Shokuish, go.
Ushidobo gedu tuas dueka.
Sinkitatai keka kwas. Ya atse achten de tani da. Kwas yes ko ik klein. Yes ko ik klein. Ye will hear ya McDonald's dot. Okay. Awesome. So we'll keep trying stuff like this and see we're going all over the place. That's fine. That's actually awesome. We're making language. That's what we're supposed to do, right? Okay. Are we okay? We have 15 minutes. We got blast through some stuff. Blasts. Okay, so let me see. Let me grab something else and drag it over there. So on the screen is a handout that our newest classmate does not yet have. What is this handout doing, for those of you that have seen it?
Showing us some suffixes and extenuation.
Yeah, so this is following some of Crippen's models and creating tables, and certainly others, Jeff Lear and others. So what is the V? A vowel. What is the C? Consonant. So this is showing you the rules of the possessive suffix. And there's quite a few. But you know, sometimes it helps to map them out. And I think we've done this, but we'll do it again. So on the board, I'm writing CAT and DOG and BUS. These are tekachinach, short words. So what do I want to do? If I want to change cat, they say there's a cat, but if there's, think about my adobo and there's 3 of them, how do I pluralize that? That word right there. What am I doing? Add an S. This one, what am I doing? This one, what am I? No, the last one, bus, what am I doing?
S-E-S.
S-E-S. Yes. Right? So we got some spelling variations, and we just sort of learn this stuff. I can't explain why, I don't know why there's an S-E-S. I don't know the answer. But if we were to say Tlingit has a one sound, one symbol system, what is the actual sound that's made for this one? Not in Tlingit, just in English. This is, I like where you're going with this, though. I like it. And how would I spell that? If English was spelled straight phonetically.
C.
Oh, it's an S.
S.
That's good. What's the next one? Z. And what's the next one? Easy. I think we've done this before. So you should be able to. You were just there the other day, so I'm not going to let you do it. Tell me what. There's rules to it. You know them. Maybe you've never had to vocalize it. And I don't think, and no one's probably ever, it's not like when you teach a kid, like, well, let me explain the rules to you. Because that's not how you learn a first language. When you learn a second language, you usually got to do stuff like that.
Second language learners in English have to like get caught up on this kind of thing.
Probably. I had somebody who asked me, they said, when to use the, when to use a or n, when to use nothing. And I couldn't answer that question. I might be able to if I really thought about it all night and read about it on Wikipedia. Right. I guess.
I'm guessing this depends on the consonant if the word ends with.
Absolutely. Right. That's an unvoiced, that's a voiced, that's a sibilant. That's what it comes down to. Sibilant. Huh?
Sibilant?
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 Sibilant. So all we got to remember is the first one, cat. Put your fingers right here. Put your fingers on your sup. Unvoiced. So it gets an unvoiced consonant. S. Cat. Vocal cords are off, leave them on. Dog. G. 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 Vocal cords are on, leave them on. An S and a Z are the same thing, except your vocal cords are on. Right? The sound in your mouth is the same. All you're doing is turn your vocal cords on. Right? And then it ends with an S, so you can't just put another S on there. Right? Hey, look at those buses. Right? Bus. It's just saying it's the same sound. It's the same sound. So this is what we're doing in linguistics, in Tlingit linguistics. I'm not a linguist. I'm not even going to actually use it. But in Tlingit linguistics, we are going to pay attention to the sounds and what that does to suffixes. And that's what this is talking about with possession. So looking at this chart, all that matters is how the word ends. There are 3 types of endings in Tlingit. And sometimes I'm going to ask you, what's that word ending? It's going to be open, closed, or rounded. Those are your 3 options. Open, closed, rounded. What's open mean?
It has a vowel at the end.
It ends with a vowel. What's closed mean? Ends with a consonant. What does rounded mean? It ends in a W. There is one exception to that. So remember, we're playing cribbage with Raven. So if the last vowel in the word is a U or an OO, and you have any kind of G, K, or X, that means underlined, not underlined, pinched, not pinched. That is a rounded end.
In the word or at the end?
At the end. Right? So you say kook, and to possess it you say kuku. Kuku. So rule number 1 has to do with, is it open, closed, and is it rounded? Because if it's, we start with open and closed. If it's open, you add a Y or a W before it. Because again, like da, like here's an ermine. You can say da, you can't, you need something to get there. You can't go from A to I. Da, yi. Okay? So rule number 1, is it open or closed? If it's opened, it usually gets a Y. And if it's closed, you just add the vowel at the end. The default is an I. The default for possession is always an I.
How would you possess something? So like, there's like, how would you possess like sagini? Like, it's unpossessed, it ends in an I.
Mm-hmm. Well, that one, it just ends with a vowel. It doesn't matter if the vowel's an I or an I. Sagini.
You put the Y-I.
Mm-hmm. It's an open end. It doesn't matter how long the word is. If that ending is open, it gets the Y-I. If it's closed, it just gets the I. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, is it rounded? Because if it's rounded, then it'll be a U instead of an I. That's rule number 2. And as you're rounded, it either ends with the W, whether it's a W at the end, or a KW. There's a W at the end. Okay. Or any combination of those, a U or a double O, G, underline G, K, underline K, pinched underline K, X, underline X, pinched underline. It's just sort of kind of an odd thing.
So you're saying that automatically add a U to those?
Yes, that's how it ends. U or OO, kook or kook. Kook from Cookhiton, which is the pit house.
Mm-hmm.
So if you said, that's my cellar, kook. Okay. So that gets us to rule number, whatever number I was at. Does that say JV? Oh yeah, it does say JV. I thought I messed up. I didn't. Okay.
With the rounded on the
Yeah.
the U at the end varies depending on the accent and lack thereof.
Well, so now we get into a general rule of suffixes. If the suffix itself is open, it is always the opposite of the tone before it. So this is sort of an overriding rule for all suffixes, right? Whether it's an I, a U, DE, day. If it's open, it's opposite. That's how it works. And Tlingit suffixes tend to be one syllable. So if it's closed, that means it's going to have consonant, vowel, consonant. It will always be hot. Nach, dach, they're always hot. So that one is sort of that's a standard. It's a standard. Okay, so it will always be opposite tone. So if the word ends high, the suffix goes low. The word ends low, the suffix goes high. The last rule has to do with the same thing, like the dog and the dogs. If the ending is one of these things here, CH, K, underline K, a T, a TL, or a TS, it will change to those ones on the right. Those consonants will become voiced. The reason for that is because they work in pairs. Voiced, just like S and Z. You do the same thing here. Ch, 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 ch. That's the same sound in your mouth, and then your vocal cords are turning on. G, k, g, k, k, t, da, da, gla, gla, and then z, z, z. So they're working in pairs, is what we're seeing. They're working in pairs. And then the V means there's a vowel suffix that's usually coming after. That V represents the suffix itself.
Can you like stack suffixes? So if you're talking about your house, like like coming from your house to Achnately day?
Yes. There are certain slots, and that's what we're going to see. The possessive one is in a certain area. Two of them that occupy the same space are the plural and the diminutive. Okay. So we'll see how those work. But let's just focus on this for now. We got 5 minutes. We'll send this thing around and see how fast we do this. Dasa? Wait, open, close, rounded. Is that?
I don't remember going to closed. I think we open, rounded, and then closed. Just closed.
Huh. Oh, you mean just now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So the closed, going back to that one. Where did I put it? Did I make it? It's over. There. So the closed just means it just gets the vowel idea. That's the only thing. Unless it's one of those sounds over there. Which I guess I should sort of make that a little dotted line. I'll keep your tongue. The best thing to do, though, because you look at these charts, like, okay, fine, but you got to try it. So now this is what we're going to do. These are nouns from beginning Tlingit.
Will that poster, is that poster part of the poster set?
No, I just made it. It's made 20 minutes before we got here. I was actually printing it right before you got but I'll put it up. So this is what I envision. We'll try and send this around once, then we'll go. So this is what you look at. Your job is to tell me what the Tlingit word is for that thing. Right? So yeah, here I am giving my test again. The answer is on the television. So here it is. I guess when we go on the phone, I'll just have to tell you in English what it is. So you would say, because you know, then I would ask you to possess it. Some of them might be kind of strange to possess, so you're not technically owning it. And this one would actually just be because there's a relational possessional suffix on there already. Huh? Don't worry about that. There's already a possessive type of suffix on there. The possessive suffix can also be a relational suffix. They appear to be the exact same thing. For example, there's lots of places named Katini, but that doesn't mean the river belongs. It might mean the river belongs to the Sakai, but I think it's more like Sakai River. There are Sakai there. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to get into there's some homonyms as well where you need context. So I don't know if it's your sleep or is it fat or garden? Is it your fat? Okay, here we go. Like, and there, now I'll give you that. Now possess it. Okay.
Shawandi. Shawandi.
Okay. Okay. Oops, I didn't put the word. I don't know if you know that one. And you're not going to be able to possess that anyways. I mean, it's going south, and you're not going to own it. So. Okay. Yes. So here's another exception. The thing about Tlingit Linguistics is like every 5 minutes is exception time. Oh yeah. So it's playing cribbage with Raven. It's like that's actually a point for me because it's Tuesday. And Carter's red. So if you have a short word which is CB high tone, one consonant, one high tone vowel. If you put any suffix on there, it will go long and low. That's just how it is. Get over it. Get used to it. Okay? So te ye, that's how that one goes. Te ye. That's just the way it goes. Te ye. Right? But that is only if it seems to be only these 2-letter words. 2 letters, high tone, will go low and long. Because why? Because it's Tlingit. Say.
Say. Say.
Okay. Yes. Asante wasakwe asko. Yeah, I don't think. I'd have to check with that one. I don't think you would put a possessive suffix on. Sheye. Maybe you might. I don't know. Yeah. And you gotta use, but let's put the possessive suffix. Okay. So remember, we're either gonna go da 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 da. Okay, Hitti. You're not gonna own that. Lekach inach min. You would probably say the first one. Ach. Ach nokshiyani. Okay, so it's going to go up and then down. And no, yeah, there's no need for yeah, only if it's open. Bum, bum, bum. Hetana ko'a. Tekach inach daim. Good.
Good. Good.
Ach, goody. T to a D. T to a D. You know what English word that comes from? Anybody? Good.
Oh, sure.
I think it comes from bit. So I've heard. You're not going to possess that? Unayi. Wait a minute. You see? Okay. Yeah. Yai. Yai. Herring. They put you in the corner. Yao. Yao. So let's use ach. So always put that on. You're not going to own that. You're not going to own that. You might own that. Okay. Oh, yeah, you can own that. Wild celery. Yes. Ach, yana a D. T to a D. Shakoish, it's a canoe. Asatu sa klingichinach.
Yaakov.
How would you say it's yours? Say my canoe.
Yaku.
Yay! Goodness cheese. Okay, so next week we'll keep doing this. We'll keep getting caught up. We're going to do a little bit more of the possessive suffixes. We're going to do diminutive, plural, diminutive and plural, and we're also going to do some directional things, and we might do some grammatical other stuff. Cheesh.